Alright, so since this is going to be for the YouTubes as well, I'm going to try and do this tutorial in a way that I would like to receive, like a tutorial with this information kind of like structured in categories. So, you know, I'd want to go into like character archetype, his normals, his specials, you know, like basically explaining each step in like different categories. An angel tutorial, but those fuckers don't deserve it. Ha ha ha. Why you gotta be toxic, man? Spread a little love, will ya? Share some info. Maybe like just direct it to Bala. Anyway, let's not get too off of track. Okay, so where to begin with this character? So Rugal as a character in this meta serves a pretty interesting purpose. So at first glance, you'll basically be seeing that he seems quite zoner-centric. You know, he's got 2 fireballs and he's got a really good DP, very high damage, rewarding DP with a lot of coverage. But that is not necessarily the case, right? Sure, like he has like big range to work with too, but the point of emphasis with this character isn't just the zoning, but how you implement it. It's like you're setting up traps, right? So, you know, throwing something from full screen and running behind it is really good for him because you'll be able to scout out jumps as you're running behind it, like you would, you know, with a very slow fireball. And for a zoner as well, he also produces extremely high, low resource damage. A lot of his bread and butters don't need a lot of dedicated resources to be able to output high damage and screen positioning. You know, most commonly you'll be spacing with far C and fishing out the EX burst with big damage when people get sick of trying to like deal with fireballs and try to press buttons back. Also, he's coupled with some good range as well across his move list. However, while he does have range, he kind of struggles a little bit to play on the ground when you aren't in range for these normals or even up close, you know. It's more about like sticking to your air game and your air normals because they're extremely, extremely good. His neutral is kind of interesting. It's like you're pretty much just constantly baiting them to do something and conditioning them around your special moves. Like, although his set of normals is pretty good, and there are some that are actually relatively really cheap, really the highlights of this character come with his special moves. He also is an exceptionally good anti-zoner. His barrier is the best projectile reflect in the entire game. It's extremely good on block, pushes them out really far. It's good for block string enders, it's good for baiting jumps and counter poking, and anti-airing at range to clip hitboxes. So he serves a really important place in the meta, in my opinion, for dealing with those characters. He just absolutely shits on them. Anyone with Fireball finds it difficult to overcome just the combination of having 2 different arcs to work with on Fireballs and the Reflect. On top of the fact that he also has a full screen beam super that just will punish them for throwing a Fireball full screen or even jumping, you know. So this is really where part of the character shines, is being able to condition people in neutral to a point where you can start just going to town with Fireballs, you know, because you made them too scared to act on impulse, to just jump over it. Another outstanding feature of the character that I can go into as well is that he's got really good light confirms, again, you know, very high damage for a low cost. And you can see the return already is great off of landing DP. But really, like, this gets exaggerated a lot more when you're in the corner. Suddenly, it's like, what is this mid-screen? This is just above 30%, which is a very high average to have on your mid-screen half-bar conversions for this character. So when you're in the corner, it gets, you know, enhanced considerably. You know, that's almost 40%, 37, you know, just over 37%. And I'll show you as well, just turn the meter off, just so you can look at the return he gets. This is just off a simple, you know, tap confirm. That's over half a bar back. And in this case, he also gets a auto-time safe jump. Not to mention, he just generally has like a ton of really good moves to use in the corner. Close B is +3 on block, really abusable, amazing to frame trap and crouch A and convert off of it. Also, jump CD is really oppressive in the corner, gives them very little means to escape once he starts rinsing this on you. And when they combine it with the fact that you can do meaty fireballs, like, you know, from far out, and being able to space them so that they're plus, which I'll just demonstrate quickly. And suddenly, like, you know, you get to be able to press on after the fact, you know? You know, far B into barrier, or it's out of range. You know, just far B to scout them out, or, you know, far A's good, maybe walk back a little bit, far C to bait something out and whiff punish. You know, there's a lot of potential for this character to really dominate the corner when he gets you there, which is another interesting topic, is actually getting to the corner, because one thing you'll have to kind of worry about with Rugal is corner carry, because he either has the absolute best corner carry in the game, or he has reverse corner carry. And part of that is because off of EX Rush, you're side switching, you know. The damage in return is great, however, if you are in the, you know, you've got your, I don't know, you've got yourself mid-screen and near the corner, like around here, maybe about mid-screen, you know, you're not pushing them any further in the corner. If anything, you're pushing yourself back more into there, so that can sometimes raise a problem. But at the same time, with resources committed, you can just take them to the corner automatically with God Press. You know, and there's a lot of options you can do here, which I'll go into later in the tutorial. So that's just something that I should feel like pointing out. EX Barrier is like, you know, kind of a supplement here for it, but the corner carry is still very weak in comparison to other characters. So anyway, I just want to try and like give you guys a breakdown as well on his general move list too. Just kind of explain what I can, you know, what I've learned about the character, what I feel is necessary to do with him to compete. So first off, I think it's necessary to start with his jab. Oh, actually no, let's talk about movement first, alright? I think that's pretty important. So, forward dash, kind of average, but for how big he is, it's pretty good. Back dash goes nice and far. Not the fastest on recovery, but like, chaining them together can be nice to just back that ass up. Pretty average jump as well. I wouldn't call it floaty, I wouldn't even want to call it like very weighty, but it's good, you know, same with the hop. Let's see, obviously walk speed is fairly slow too. Yeah, standard rolls, nothing much to talk about there. So I think from that point on I'll just talk about his normals. So, alright, far A, generally with far A's in this game, they kind of serve, for most characters anyway, they serve as a hot check, you know, as an anti-air. Rugal's does work like this, however, as you can see, he's kind of like angling it downwards. It can stuff hots, but it has to be usually before they are about to descend, you know? So they have to be mid-jump before they hit the apex of their hop. However, for the sort of normal it is, he kind of needs to use it, even if it is a little bit shitty on that aspect, because it's not really the sort of normal that he has otherwise, right? One other problem that I didn't actually mention in the beginning was that Rugal's general choice of anti-air is really just whittled down to DP, you know? It's your... although it is a really good and rewarding one, you have to be really on point with your anti-airs in order to, like, keep yourself, in a position to keep zoning and pestering people, you know. Especially heavy DP, because the OP on this is really, really good. Again, and overall the return on damage and resources is exceptionally good too. But as far as other normals concerned, they're not really like, they're kind of a bit niche. Like far D is usable at times for it, and like I mentioned earlier in the mod review, sweep can be a good supplement if you want to low profile with something at tip range. You can do that, but in terms of your most consistent, reliable anti-air that this character has to offer, you have to gravitate towards DP basically every time, you know. And that's really what you should be striving to do if you want to succeed with Rugal, in my opinion. So this normal is kind of like the you want to use this sometimes to anti-air, but backing like say if you're behind a fireball at certain ranges, you know, and they hop over, this is a pretty safe check to do that without committing to a DP. So let me see if I can demonstrate that. What's a good character I can use here? Like a good training mode character to demonstrate stuff to. Fuck it, I'm sure Angel's okay. Please. Actually, no, you know what? Here's a better idea. I'm gonna invert it. Just try and recreate the scenario. See? Something like that, you know? It can be a good check at times if you space it and your timing is good. Obviously, like, it's a bit hard just to kind of, like, show this off proper, but you get the idea just with that one successful attempt. So, yeah, it's overall, like, on its own, if you are using it as a poke, it's okay. The only problem is that its frame data is really shitty. It's -2 on block, and I'm pretty sure it's... Actually, no, what is it on block? I think it's like -5? It's not good. I know that it's just not good. And it's not even positive on heat either, so... although it does have good range, you just have to be cautious of the spacing you're using at, just so that you're not allowing your opponent to take the turn back. So overall, like, you know, usable, and something you have to keep in mind just because he doesn't have another type of move like this in terms of his anti-air spread, but it's serviceable. Alright, crouching A. So this is pretty much what you're going to be confirming into a lot of the time. Really important, especially compared with 2B, you know, it's a good low on its own, but we'll get there when we get there with that. Crouch A, plus on block, decently fast, I think it's 4 frames. Decent range, but the only problem is that it doesn't fully convert into forward B from tip range. Like, you can sometimes have it whiff. See if I can demonstrate that. Maybe it's better crouching? Maybe it's only on crouching. I swear it can whiff. I can assure you it whiffs, but right now, maybe it's just like a combo thing. Let's see if I can just space out more. Yeah, there, right there, right? If you're confirming from range, you can't do that into far B from tip. So occasionally you will have to just go into A rush, you know? Just since that's always guaranteed from every range. Otherwise, yeah, good pressure tool, good to tick throws into. Overall, just like a pretty standard crouch A, but, you know, plus on block, chainable into your command normal, and pairs well YOLO. So overall, pretty good. Actually, now that I think about it, it also can be a niche anti-air, depending on the character. So I actually know exactly who to pick here. Oh, actually, let me get them to block first. Maybe do it earlier. I think it's early. So there are certain moves that you can use to beat them to the punch with an anti-air. So in instances like that, Crouch A definitely has value. It's got a pretty decent hitbox for it. I'm quite surprised with how much utility this move can have in anti-air. And it can be from range as well. I'll see if I can demonstrate that. Yeah, there you go. So, you know, can be a good emergency anti-air when you have the spacing right. So it has a niche there. But overall, you know, standard jab otherwise. Let's see here. Alright, far B. I've always found this normal to be a little bit finicky. However, it is important for its meterless combo structure when you don't have access to 2A from range. Goes pretty far, you know. You can use it in pressure from mid-screen or just to like buffer a fireball behind it. It's decent for that. But really, like, the main thing you're going to be using it for is just in block strings, is cancelling it into barrier, you know. This also acts as a pretty decent confirm route into itself. But yeah, far B can also be important for picking up punishes. The only thing he has meterless is into A rush, which is good. He definitely gets some really nice setups going off of that. Hard knockdown. You set up a meaty fireball if you want to as well, you know. Actually, I know the setup. You know, and you can do whatever you want from there. But yeah, outside of combos, if you're doing like double low, for example, with your 2B, you know, that's the combo you want to go into. Also goes into Godfest once you can take it to the corner off of it, and you can do whatever you want there. Yeah, far B, like, good range, can be used at times for pressure. Like I said, exceptionally good going into barrier. But yeah, you know, otherwise, like, it's not too important. It has its place. Crouch B, this is a pretty good low on block, actually. Like, there aren't many lows like this that are not only... I think this might be 4 frames as well as its crouch A. And it's nil on block, you know. Like, most lows in this game are actually minus, so being able to just kind of have a low presence and still be, like, at decent frames is nice. Good range as well. You can kind of just pester people as a quick low poke from this range, you know, then back up pro fireballs. You know, he doesn't really have good lows as well, as another thing with Rugal. Like, they're good in terms of frames, but in terms of their, you know, potential on their own, they're not special. Like, Crouch B is not special cancelable. Sweet special cancelable and is good elsewhere. But like the low presence in neutral is, like, you know, a little bit lacking. Anyway, yeah, you'll still be using this in conjunction with all your pressure tools, you know, open them up low. So yeah, overall, pretty good low for what it serves in Rugal's kit. Oh, yeah, actually, I should talk about the close normals, huh? I completely skipped over this close A shit, but it's actually kind of important that I talk about it. Let me see if I can't record Sylvie to try and cross me up. Okay, so close A, this mostly is going to be an anti-cross-up tool. However, it's also pretty decent for pressure, because you can chain it into close B. And if you know, catch someone jumping with it as you chain, you know, this whiffing isn't a big deal. You can still apply pressure. But the main use out of that, really, is just to kind of scout out cross-ups, you know, like raw cross-ups. It is range dependent, you have to be sharp, but it is really good for that because of the axis it covers. It covers right just behind his head, like at the peak range, it's like just behind his head, you know, like there. So, you know, he's really good at being able to scout out these kinds of jumps, so close A is definitely good for being able to just stop people from jumping in on you for ambiguous cross-ups when in, like, open ground. Now close B. Alright, this move is going to be really important for this character, alright? So make sure you got your hearing aids on for this one. Close B is pretty much going to be your main frame advantage tool on block. He's +3, and I think he's only 5 frame startup, maybe 6, but I'm pretty certain it's 5. So +3 is a shitload coming off the light normal. There is some pushback, but just because he has so many frame trap potential, so much frame trap potential off of it, people aren't going to be wanting to press buttons, you know. Main ones you're going to be wanting to concern yourself with are, you know, crouch A into forward B, pick up confirms, or just, like, you know, throw a fireball for a block string, or barrier, for example. Or Sweep as well is good. If you want to score a knockdown off of it, that frame traps. Sweep is 6 frames, so it will just beat clean any attempts at pressing buttons. Also, what's really good about it is just how much it complements Jump CD together, you know? Like, look at this shit, you know? Like, just abusing all this frame advantage. I'm making a poor showing of it now, but you get the idea. It's more emphasized in the corner though, where it's like when you've got this move in the corner, they're just fucked. You know, you can really start to apply a lot of pressure with all of your tools. Also, what's really good about it, like mid-screen, it's arguably just as good in the corner because it enables you to do your ambiguous cross-ups. Like, look at this shit, it's so cheap. You know? And when you pair it with, like, Jump CD or Jump D to stay on the same side, which hits really low to the ground, it becomes very obnoxious to deal with this character's frame advantage. And this is why, right here. This button, obviously, it's hit confirmable into whatever you want, you know, all your necessary conversions. Super good normal that this character has to, you know, get the party started. So a ton of options he has. You know, even just dashing into people's faces and shit is like, you know, it's really good. Just really excellent pressure tool. Alright, so I guess going to heavy punches now then. So Far C, again, very important move. This is, you know, if it were not for this move, he would kind of struggle at this range right here. He has to basically commit a lot to anti-airs or air-to-airs. Like, this move basically really kind of helps his ground game out. And part of that reason is because it is special cancelable into, you know, a lot of good options. So Far C also is going to be your main whiff punish tool from pretty much wherever you can land it. You know, you get such high return off of it, whether it just be meterless, you get a hard knockdown, and then you start applying your pressure. It's also good to have on a blocked fireball in the corner, just because, again, you're going into a long range hit confirmable normal off of a fireball that was spaced to be plus. Let's see how I can demonstrate that there. There's a way to do it, maybe like, you know, something like that. It doesn't have to be completely one-to-one frame trap, but it's just the fact that you have an option like that to convert into and pressure otherwise is good. So there are a lot of options you can do for Far C. I should point out, actually, just while I have it in my mind, let me see if I can I should still be good enough. Yeah, okay. So, whether it be a heavy EX or a fireball you do off of this, the opponent can always jump out, you know, over it to punish. You know, something like that. So you do have to keep that in mind. However, there are mind games to it, alright? So, let's see here. I'll tell you what, better yet, I can just do this. No, actually, hold on, I've got a better idea. Just so I can try and demonstrate this. Where is it? Oh yes, they don't jump forward, do they? I'm gonna have to see if I can demonstrate this. Block. God all. Okay, so like I said, you know, if you're going to be throwing a fireball there, see how it's a punish as well, right? It is kind of dangerous to throw this willy-nilly, just knowing that you can get punished, but still, you know, something you can do. But there are counter acts to this as well for you to take advantage of. So if people are going to be jumping at you, you have a couple things you can be doing off of Far C. You know, you can just wait and just bait it out PP, which is really nice to do. Alternatively, you can just do eye laser. In this instance, it's good to do on block just because they could still be sitting there, right? And this move basically makes it so they can't move forward, you know? They'll run into it, or they can't jump, you know? So it allows you to kind of generate space and make a decision afterwards to see what the spacing's like and say, I don't know, maybe you want to come over jump CD, or you want to back that ass up and start throwing fireballs again and just being a pest. It's really like the decision's up to you. Also, if you actually have a hard read on this in the corner and just cancel into the... Well, actually, you don't even really need a hard read. I think if you space this at tip range and do eye laser on as a delayed cancel, it can be pretty good just because it's not the easiest thing to look at on reaction and maybe punish. In fact, a lot of characters probably can't even punish that from that range. So, you know, if they try and jump this, there is potential for a full combo if you react in time. You know, so this is what I was talking about when it comes to the implementation of this character using traps, you know. He's able to really make people into committing on actions that he can take advantage of, and, you know, you have to apply the conditioning with it, and it really reaps the rewards, you know. If you can really actively look for trap opportunities with your fireballs and make people stop jumping, then this is where this character really kind of gets, you know, mileage. Yeah, also EX Beam into EX Rush is like much easier to confirm. So that's part of the... That's also another good thing about it, like using this. Much easier to convert into, but it's just you need a read on it really. But it is definitely usable. Can this like delay cancel it and it'll still work? Yeah. So, you know, you have that. You have the opportunity to do that if you wanted. It's more for me if they're on low health, and I don't mind spending resources if I choose to do this. But again, you know, this is it's more the point of emphasis on that this character has options to be able to deal with that. So, yeah. Another thing about Farsi that is important is that it is also just about hit confirmable. You'll know what I mean when you start messing around with this tool. Like, there is just enough time for you to be able to convert into either A Rush, God Press, you know, if you want to spend bar for it and confirm, or, you know, if your confirms are on point, EX Rush, which works from tip range. And of course I'm just fucking it up all day now. So it looks something like that. There you go. So yeah, overall, Farsi, important for corner pressure at range, important for whip punishing. Good in neutral when you're combining it with your fireballs and your DP, and you're just doing it raw. And it's hit confirmable into a lot of rewards, so it's solid, I think, for what it does. Just, the only problem is, actually, now that I think about it, is that it also has a hard time hitting people that are just, you know, already mid-air. It can whiff, so you have to be careful using it. That's a good thing I brought that up. Let me see. What the fuck am I doing? Okay, here we go. God all. Like say if you were just gonna do crouch A into Farsi, that shit whiffs if they try and hop. So that's what I mean when I say you have to be cautious using this move. Don't overextend it just because it is quite slow. I think it's like 13 frames. And it's prone to being hopped over. Other than that though, like if you can combine it with your air presence and your specials, it's a really solid ground tool when applied correctly. K-Destiny does frame 1 guard point a full screen mid-low combo starter because he's not that good. Yeah, he's not that good. You know what I mean? Like, have you not listened to Bubbling in recent time? Like, the character's clearly too much work. It's not worth it. Yeah, EX Iron Trigger, dude. What a crazy move. Alright, let me try and get back on track with this. Alright. Crouch C, really just like a dog shit move. Honestly, like, you shouldn't really be considering this move at all. Has no range. It is 6 frames, however, your sweep is also 6 frames, goes farther, and hits low. So really, it's just kind of a shitty move. I think it's a niche anti-air at best. Like, you know, I don't know how I can set this up. You know, maybe it works close range, but it depends on the type of character you're dealing with and what and what normals they'll be coming down with. I think there is a couple of things about it that are usable at times, but let's see. Guard first hit only. It is hit confirmable into EX Rush if you frame trap with it, and pretty hit confirmable at that, you know. So there are a couple aspects to it that do make it good, but overall, just the fact that it's just got no range, it has no anti-air utility, and is only really usable at times off of close B. I mean, it's not something you should be thinking about often, to be honest with you. Really just a very underwhelming move for this character. Just a heavy without a proximity check, that's all. Yeah, it's not good, really. Like I said, it being single hit confirmable into a full combo is nice, but again, it's not what you should be really focusing on with this move when you're not using it off of close B, you know? Like, there are, maybe you can space it, but like, here's the thing, right? Like, look at this shit, it's just whiffing, and I'm basically almost standing next to her, you know? It's not something you can rely on, like, see, just not good. Anyway, moving on. Close C. This can sometimes catch jumps, like, just late and counter hit, which is okay, but, like, the main purpose of this tool is just gonna be for your combos, really. You know, this is your best heavy starter in terms of confirmability and also startup, because even though close D is more damage, it's way slower, you know. Way slower. It is also confirmable on its own, which is a nice quality of the move. You can sometimes, you know, space it in the corner, and then that's fireballs plus, for example. Let me actually get her a guard, so I can just... There doesn't seem to be a lot you can do off of it. But, you know, it's still mixing up. You can, like, walk forward far A, walk forward sweep, or just jump in, you know. That's always an option, but, you know, not that important otherwise outside of combos, if you ask me. But, again, it is hit confirmable, so sometimes if you're using it for frame traps, you will gravitate to it just because into forward B, it's a very safe block string. You know, they can't punish this. This is a completely safe string to do and leaves them at a good range, so you know it can be used for that at times if you just want to generate some space on block and also have a hit confirmable move to cash out on damage, so you know, not bad. Okay, far D, so this one's gonna be kind of important too, because it's not the sort of move he, you know, it's the sort of move that he has and needs, but like it's just kind of a bit, you know, committal. See, I should probably record her jumping in, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, what have I got it set to? Let's just do it for jumps now. Okay, so, far D. As you can immediately distinguish, the range on this move is fantastic, you know. And it's not the slowest heavy in the world, 11 frames. It's great at just swatting away people that are jumping in at this range, but it is a pretty committal button. But it's the sort of move that you need to use with him when you're under fire at this range, you know. He doesn't really have options here that particularly outstanding, but they are good, just you have to kind of commit to the button. It does have 2 arcs that it can hit at, so as you can see, 6B is unsafe. Oh, you mean like this shit? Really? You mean like guard cancel? That's only if I fire, like, use a fireball or a special move. It's otherwise pretty safe, I'm pretty sure. I don't think they can get anything. Maybe a throw, but I'm not sure. But I'm fairly certain they can't even do that. Oh, you're saying it's unsafe guard cancel. I see. Yeah. Okay, that's thankfully how as I thought of it. Anyway, so you know, you'll swap people just coming in, like just using it to kind of preempt an approach. You know, it's got really great coverage. Also, you can kind of poke with it too, because if they're crouching, it's got like a separate hitbox that hits really low down. It's like it's like with how the move is animated, it's like covering an arc. I'll see if I can't like pause, so you know. So it starts here, right? It's covering a lot of space in front of him, can swat out jumps. And then as it's coming down, you can see that, you know, it's just about to just rinse her head, you know. And she's like pretty low to the ground there. So it's generally really excellent coverage, just held by the fact that it's pretty slow and it's you know, prone to being whiff punished. But overall, yeah, it's good. You can kind of, it's got nice pushback as well. So if you're using this on block just to like scout out people jumping out of the corner, for example, and you land a successful hit or you block, you have means to be able to start throwing fireballs here, you know. Even mid-screen, it's pretty good for it. You know, it just good to generate space, good to just poke with, and catch people trying to act a fool and get in your face. Yeah, very important move for you to be using Rugal. I think it complements his fireballs and his special moves very well. Okay, standing. Okay, sweep. So, sweep for Rugal, I think is decent. The main draw you'll have to this move is that it's very quick. It's 6 frames, and obviously special cancelable. So, really, if you're trying to like frame trap with close B and you want to try and score a knockdown off of the frame trap, this is good to use. Again, you know, special cannon and fireball, you have options off of it. Also, as I was mentioning before, it's a pretty situational but good anti-air. It's probably a bit hard to demonstrate on Sylvie's Jump CD. Oh, actually, let me do this. Yeah, see. So if you're seeing a jump from range that is able to allow Rugal to hit them just with his foot, then it will low profile, and if you buffer a fireball into it, then that's where you can start like applying pressure or just throwing more fireballs, you know, like it enables your game as an anti-air, which is nice. Another thing it can do, this is kind of niche for you to do, but if you do need the kill and you manage to whiff punish with sweep, for example, you can hit confirm it into an OTG laser. 22%, like, it's decent damage for a sweep off of 1 bar, but, you know, just something to keep in mind if you can help it. So, overall, like, you know, 6B, I would rate this move decently, you know. Definitely has some niche placement, but for what it does and serves, it's good. Yeah, out of range trick guard, exactly. That's basically what you're using this move for. Alright, close D. Really nothing much to talk about here. This is just going to be your main high damage, max damage starter. It's slow, it's 2 hits. Although there is one part of it that is worth mentioning, and that is the first hit. It causes a juggle state. So it's really important all of his key combos. You know, close D, genocide cutter there is pretty much your go-to ender, and yeah, just an important part of combo structure. Other than that, like, it's really just a combo starter. You know, you want someone to eat the most shit possible, and you're just using close D to start that off. You know, someone trying to DP on your wake up off all your safe jumps, it's not happening, man. You know. They're gonna really feel this shit in the morning. You know, it's a lot of damage to so little resources. Good frame trap confirm. Yeah, it can be. But the only problem is that it's more risky to use than close C, because in this instance, if they guard cancel the second hit, because it's a lot more reactable than close C, you know. They can guard cancel roll through this and then punish all of your options, and you'll be minus, I'm pretty sure, afterwards too. Fuck people up for meshing pro? Yeah, that's true. Oh, actually, of which, I forgot to mention about close B. There's something important that I didn't mention. Okay, so... Alright, so let's just say you land a simple corner combo, whatever, and it ends in heavy DP. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing right now. I should really be setting them to wake up throw. Well, actually, I need to get him in throw range. Okay, so close B is going to be a good indicator. Sorry, not indicator. What am I talking about? It's going to be a good move for you to use when it comes to your wake-up pressure in the corner. If any of your combos ended in a heavy DP, whiffing close B puts you out of throw range for immediate, you know. That's a nice setup he's got after heavy DP, so it's important for that, so you can maintain pressure whilst also being outside of throw range. Anyway, where was I? I think that was it, right? I've already talked about sweeping this, and close D, you know, whatever. So I guess just standing CD and then we'll go on to jump normals. Well, just bear with me while I take a sip of water. Yeah, Takamura is right with this. It's a nice auto spacer for Oki. Yeah, you can kind of autopilot a lot of your wake-up pressure with it. You know, people that want to mash throw or just like establish that you're going to be out of throw range. But yeah, you know, it's good. Alright, CD, I think is decent for the character. Occasionally you will want to use this at tip range off of like a fireball behind it, or just as like if you think someone's going to come in late, you would do CD and then buffer a fireball just as coverage. If the CD hits, you know, as a anti-air, see if I can just see if I can just set that up now. Oh shit, I didn't even turn them on, hold up. Let me just set up a slot as well. It's easier off of hop. Okay. So, you know, if you're hitting it from tip range, it is a little bit unreliable. However, it can serve as a nice means to basically just space yourself out and also a stopping approach from particular short hop ranges. It does have a tendency to trade, like I said. However, if you're timing it right, then you'll be able to basically just space them out and then throw a fireball afterwards. You know, light or heavy is... Actually, no, it's always light here, huh? Yeah. Or you can just go into like a maybe delayed eye laser just to stop him in the tracks. CD kind of adds to the outside of the corner. Yeah, like, it's basically just... you know, it's mostly for the corner, I would say. And yeah, CD close to heavy rush super works. Oh yeah, the conversions, I should get into that. Let me just pop on a fan real quick, internet. It's starting to get steamy in here. And yeah, CD close. Do you mean off a counter hit? Really? Hold on. See if I can't set it up. If that's the case, then I actually never knew that. Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, he's right. Interesting. Okay. So, I mean, that might be able to work. So, like, let's just say, close B, again, like, I'm bringing this normal up a lot. That's how you know it's important. So, close B again. Maybe they'll try and, like, jump in on this, like, you know, just to, like, I don't know, hop just in front of you. Maybe, like, they'll be trying to catch you, like, dashing in, pressing buttons, or whatever. Or maybe, like, a late jump. Yeah, anyway, so, I guess that works. Cool. Alright. So, let me see. I could just do that into super real quick. Nice! Wow, I did not know that. Thanks for that, Takamura. This is why you're my co-pilot, man. This is why, you've worked your way up the rankings around here. CD reverse DP buffer is also good in the corner. Alright, look, we'll get there when we get there. I should talk about this move in the corner, though. In corner, it's nice. You get some really sick conversions here. Meterless and with bar. Also, your combos afterwards, of course, if you are able to cancel into a fireball at close, are really nice. You know, good at also just stopping people from jumping out if you're able to do it like kind of off a frame advantage. Yeah, I know, don't worry, man. I'm curious on what you mean by CD reverse DP buffer. Do you mean like, oh, right, yeah, if they're jumping over? Yeah, that's a good point. I should have brought that up with sweep, too. Like, let me see if I can't get it across up again. This is a bit hard to demonstrate, internet, but, something like this. But you have to be kind of sharp. So it works with sweep. I should have pointed that out earlier. But if they're jumping, maybe it's like pretty good, right? Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's a good option. You know, it has utility and flexibility where at times where you need it. So yeah, CD's actually pretty decent in this screen, but in the corner, really this move is like hella good. You know, you want to really try to find times to use it. Just because you have so many options off of it, and there's a lot of block stun behind it, so people are often going to mistime their jumps or options off of it, and then get hit with something. You know, get blown up. All right. Time to move on the air normals. I think in this area in particular, Rugal really shines. He has a lot of excellent air normals that have not only screen control, but also just general, it's what gives him a lot of screen presence as well. Main contenders being Jump C and Jump CD. These moves are like your bread and butter when it comes to neutral in the air. Oh shit, what's up Terry Bogard LV? How's it going, man? Hope all is well with you. Alright. I'll try and like skim through this a little bit just so I can get to the special moves, but I will try and want to talk about it as much as we can. Pre-nerf Jump C, my beloved. Bro, I almost wish he still had that. 6 frames though! Damn, man. That'd have been nice. Just started. Well, I got a little time. We've gone over the ground stuff, so you've not missed too much. Anyway, let me get this back on track. So, I'll start with Jump A. Usable at times if you're wanting to retreat at close range or want to approach with it to, like, basically, you know, be the one to draw first blood on the air-to-air interaction, you know. Pretty decent hitbox. I think poking with it, just for the fact that it has less block stun than all of his other jump normals from that range, is usable. Definitely has a solid hitbox as well, really good for just stopping approach and also retreating as an anti-air for you know, jump backs. Really good emergency anti-air for that, you know, if you need to if you react fast enough. Yeah, overall pretty good. Now Jump C, oh man, now we're talking to some cheap shit right here. We're dealing with a bastard move. Jump C is fucking cheap, alright? It's 8 frames, which is like pretty quick for an air normal. It has a insanely disjointed hitbox that has really good coverage, you know? So I can even do it off a hop, like just catching them like jumping, you know, like all the way up. It's a great spacing tool and also a great pressure tool at the tip range, because you can just be a fucking pesky bitch with this move all day long and just jump in with it, you know. Depending on how you time it, it has all kinds of coverage, you know, for all kinds of spacing and situations. It's a really important neutral tool. The only problem really, and that you have to kind of keep in mind, is that you can't rinse it like early all the time, because it has a tendency to whiff on crouching if you are not timing it well, you know? If you delay it, obviously the problem is fixed. You know, again, with just how much coverage this move offers you, you will be finding times to place that. Yeah, like I said, Tekmora, it gets low profile, but again, like, it just depends on what you're covering, right? You can just be a cheap bitch and just back that ass up with it. Or, like, come in and, you know, just stop people approaching. Yeah, it's hard to use on small characters, but it's not like it's like it's not present in the neutral against them, you know. Yeah, really, that's kind of just the general summary of it. Jump C, hella fucking good. You gotta use this shit. I would highly advise spamming between Jump C and Jump CD in your neutral. These moves are like, you know, the creme de la creme of your kit when it comes to like neutral in with jumps. Alright, jump B, and then again a hella fucking good air jump. Sorry, air attack. And part of the reason why, really, as I was demonstrating before with close B, is that it just has such a sick and nasty means to just crush people up for no reason, you know? It's really easy to create ambiguous setups with this. You know, just on the fly. It hits small characters. This move gets abused to hell and back on big characters. Small characters, it's really just like you're setting up after close B or just jump B. Just for example. This is really another normal you're going to be using combined with your pressure mid-screen, just because of the fact that you can randomly get that cross-up and get full conversions. What also makes it really nice is being able to combo close B into it, which, as we've already established, is plus. So, you know, you get some really nice looping pressure here, even if they block right, you know. And if they don't, then you're able to cash out for a lot of damage. Or, better yet, you know, you get your setups and you can start going for it all over again. This is what makes Rugal really menacing mid-screen when he's got the momentum and the hard knockdown. Just being able to have the ability to really establish a very nasty cross-up, mix-up situation is strong for him, I think. Yeah, I highly recommend you abuse this move when possible. It's so cheap. It's like really bullshit for this character. Also worth mentioning, he has a neutral jump B which is entirely separate from his forward jump B, and it's decent actually, I would think. It's got a niche, you know, utility behind it. I think it's decently active for a light normal. I think, anyway, yeah, like that's okay. Decently active, good angle to cover things up from like a full jump. You're pretty much always going to be stopping a hop here if you use this off a jump. Neutral jump, sorry. Also, like, this can be decent, again, from this range, if you want to do low block stun pressure, just to throw them off the timing. It's his one mix-up? Not really, because Rugal's got a good throw game too, I think. I think his throw game is good. Alright, okay, so jump D. This is going to be another complementary move to your pressure. The arc it covers is basically the same as your neutral jump B, only it's more damage and you're doing it off of a forward jump. What makes this move good for pressure is the fact that it hits really... It can still hit really quite early off of like a hop, and you're still able to convert. You know, it's especially good off a forward jump. If you're already pressuring, you know, let me actually set her to, God all, here we go. You know, if you're mixing this in with your jump CD and then not expecting to immediately like block standing there, then it can really throw people off. It's a really good move to use at times when you are trying to open people up. Neutral hop B is an instant overhead versus medium. Oh, really? No shit, hold on. I don't know, it's Shun'ei. Shun'ei's medium, I guess. Oh shit. Wow. Hey, good shit, Takamura. It's a good thing you're here to like kind of complement this, because I would not have been able to figure this out on my own. I know that jump D is an overhead on big body characters, and also in the mirror, I think. But yeah, I'm glad you pointed that out. Alright, anyway. Alright, now we're getting into some shit with jump CD. This move, I mean, come on now. This is just an extremely good jump CD. Hard to anti-air, hard to engage with, and even off a full jump, you can see that it's going to be hitting on the way down, like, reliably when you do it early. This is an extremely oppressive, hard to challenge neutral tool and pressure tool rolled into one, pretty much. You want to be making sure you spam this shit plenty. It's super good. In the corner, it's very hard for people to try and like jump or mash out. Let's see. I think this is the one, right? Yeah, like that'll do. You know, and he has some really devastating counter hit confirms in the corner too off of it. You know, ton of frame advantage, just ton of abuse in the corner. They have a very hard time just being able to escape when this move is, you know, being pressed onwards in the corner. Is there much else to talk about it? I should really go into its conversions, but I think I'll be doing that in the combo video section. Which, to be honest, I'm thinking I'm probably going to make separate from the move list tutorial, and I'll just come back to it after a break. I'll just merge the two together for the YouTube video, I guess. Anyway, yeah. Jump CD. Use it. It's super good. You know, character defining, pretty much. This is one of the most important moves he has. Alright, so I believe we're on to specials now, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah. Oh, no, actually, I'm forgetting a couple things. Forward B. Alright, it's worth mentioning that this move on its own, the second hit is an overhead. So, there are times where you will want to, I don't know, maybe try for a meaty setup for it. I don't really know one, so I'm just going to try and improvise. Like that. Just to kind of like, you know, close out a round, a little bit of damage. Yeah, not too important otherwise. It's also Rugal's only true overhead on the ground, I believe. Also, if you really want to, you can just go ahead and super cancel it raw. If you're that confident in it not being blocked as a meaty. Hey, what's up, Mad Max? Why is it on... What is it? 2088p? No! My shit's on 1080, I'm pretty sure. Hey, what's up, Proud Seal? Yeah, you can max cancel it, but really, it's a lot more expensive, and yes, it does give you pressure, and there is a niche for that. But if you're really just trying to like kind of call out them blocking low, then you know this is your low-cost option right here. Let me actually just show you what that looks like. I'm pretty sure you can't confirm it as well. Yeah, no, yeah, you have to do it raw pretty much. I'll show you the max mode as well, just to see what that looks like. Anyway, alright, so I'll go into his throws next, and this is another important part of the character that's kind of, it's not something you would expect of his archetype for him to have a good throw game, and yet Rugal's forward throw is really like part of how he opens people up. It gives him a lot of good OT. Mid-screen, you want to do double hyper hop forward, and it's a safe jump. And off of this, it enables your main mix-ups for your jump B. Let me see if I can show you that. Oops. You know, just an example. Also, what makes it really good for this setup is being this far from jump CD and also being able to apply plus frames without the cross-up and just jumping in going low is really strong too. There's a lot of you know, potential to open someone up just off of forward throwing them mid-screen, you know. In the corner, he also gets a safe jump. You will want to whiff far B here, and it is a full jump into the corner. And as we've already established, if you're coming in with this after a, you know, safe jump in a jump CD, then it really starts to become problematic for the opponent on defense. So definitely worth throwing out some grabs here and there just to be able to keep momentum and apply some really good pressure. Back throw, I mean, really the only thing I know you can get off of it is that you can just do meaty fireball. Same also applies for when you're back to the corner. There's no safe jump opportunity here, but you know, you do get pressure off of meaty fireball. Oh shit, what's up Leo SG? How's it going, man? Nice to see you made it home safe after versus fighting UFA. Getting two completely different tournaments mixed up. Anyway, yeah, back throw really isn't a lot to ride home about. It does give him decent space to work with. You can back that ass up if you want to. Side switch into a meaty fireball is also quite nice, but really, like, forward throw is really where you're going to be wanting to try and abuse your throws as much as possible. Alright, special moves. Sick. So, alright, so his Reppuken, pretty standard low trailing fireball. It's not quite on the level of Iori's in terms of like difference in speed, like, you know, because his light fireball is really slow, and then his heavy one's really fast. It's just a little bit behind Iori's in terms of the speed difference, but it is still very much worth using in the same manner as you would with that kind of fireball. It's really important to have this in tandem with his laser, which I will go into more detail in a little while. But basically, the way you want to be applying these moves is in like a kind of like a flow state, right? So think of it this way: when you're dealing with light Reppuken, your main instinct is to want to hop over because it's the least committal jump you have, right? And then if they're trying to do that shit, that's where they'll get B genocide cutted. You know, as your best anti-air in terms of reaction. And also, not to mention, this is going to be hops too. So then, at that point, they're like, wow, I can't do this shit over a hop. I'm going to jump instead. And when they start to do that, let me see if I can get him to jump. Is this it? Yeah, okay, so let me see if I can't do this. You know, they want to try and jump over the fireball. But then, heavy DP range all day long, you know, massive return. And good OT afterwards. So that's kind of like the flowchart you want to implement with the fireballs, you know. They complement each other really, really well in that regard. EX1, I think, is really only used mostly in max damage route combos. But at times, I think it's okay. You do get a conversion in the corner if you land it. I think it has decent value for that when it comes to corner pressure. Just being able to use this, scouting people, like maybe trying to press a button. You make sure you can just run up dash and do close D from certain ranges. Yeah. 2 hits, so it's hit confirmable. If you are dealing with a fireball character in the, you have them back in the corner, and you throw a fireball back, I'll just see if I can't get someone to do that real quick. Go for Andy? Why not, yeah. Yeah, EX Reppuken's matchup specific. It's good for non-standard zoners, and I think it's also good for pressure in the corner too, if you have a little bit of bar to spend and want some return on a read. So, let's see how I'm going to do this shit. You know, just as an example, you know, just for general space control in that regard. Yeah, corner juggles it's also going to be good in. You know, if you really want to cash out, you've got means to do so. Oh, that's not a combo. Let's see, just go for a basic one. Shit! This might fuck up this time. Yeah, it's really just kind of like a cash out sort of a extender, but he does get good damage from it if you're playing him on point, or really like, you know, it's not that expensive. I think it was like what, 2.5 bars. I think that combo was 65% in the corner. But yeah, matchup specific mostly. Also, the recovery on the light one is really, really good. There are times where they will try and jump over the fireball, and you will still have time to DP them for an anti-air. Like, it's pretty decent recovery for a light fireball, I would say. Very good. Heavy one, also pretty decent recovery. But you just have to be cautious, again, where you use it, because if you're using it off a fast B and they decide to hop over it, they have a lot of time to be able to run in and punish you after the jump. So yeah, I guess that's really it to say about Reppuken. Pretty standard fireball otherwise, but when you're pairing it with your other tools, it becomes a big part of his neutral. Alright, Eye Laser, here we go. So, pretty non-standard projectile in terms of its function. However, I think what purpose it serves complements so much of his general gameplay. So Eye Laser, really the main utility is that you're going to be scouting out hops. Like I said with the flame flow chart before, people are going to be wanting to hop over this most non-committal option in terms of their jumping. So this is what's going to make them want to reconsider that decision, you know. Decent hitbox. Also worth noting that it also... oh, it's not the jump. Hold on. Also worth noting that it causes a knockdown if it hits them. So that again gives you a chance to throw fireballs or close the distance, start approaching with jump CD or jump C. You know, really, like, you do have your options there. There are different speeds for it. Light one I like to do. So it just basically gives them a something to react to and just stop in their place, because some characters can't run under that, so they're forced to just crouch that, or just in general they have to crouch it because they can't jump and, you know, can't even really press a button when it's coming towards them. I-beam is hella buffer. Yeah, it's good against big characters, and it's good against characters that cannot run under it. There are some examples of that. And he makes an example of that in the matchups it's applicable in. Yeah, I know, Kyo can't, but Dino has no problem just like sliding himself underneath that. That boy's fuck-ass back just allowing him to go under the Eye Laser. Anyway, yeah, like I said, yeah, it has a lot of utility as a fireball. You want to be complementing that a lot with your Reppuken. Also, like, even if people jump over it late, again, you do have enough time to just DP them if they were to do that. Which one did I have it as? Let me check. Was it 1? I think so. I'm forgetting all my slots. I apologize, internet. Yeah, here we go. I don't know why I'm doing jump C, though. Let me change that. Something like that, you know, just... that's the situation that can happen. EX1, hella quick. Also is a natural launcher, which has some really nice value. It's in the corner if you have the read correct. So really, you're able to just kind of convert into. I wonder if you can do it off of a full jump there. Maybe you can. Let me try this. Maybe it's like a kind of an anti-air? I don't know. I'll need to experiment with that later, because I don't really use this move too much, although it does have applicable cases for it. But also, yeah, like EX Reppuken, much of the same vein in that move being a combo extender and cashing out. EX Eye Laser is pretty much going to be that sort of move too. Again, juggles in the corner if you land it and you can cash out. Otherwise, EX projectile that you can throw out in neutral if you have a read, but use it sparingly in that regard, because really the focus, if you're dealing with fireballs in return, you want to be reflecting that shit all day long, you know? Alright. I should really look at the move list and try talking about it in order. Oh, it doesn't matter now. I've already like gone too far. Alright, anyway, so Genocide Cutter. Let's face it, this is pretty much the move you have gravitated to when you want to play as character. This is it right here. This is why you're playing Rugal. This move right here is just iconic for the character. And on top of that, it's a pretty solid DP to work with too. Just a ton of damage for a single hit move, you know. Just people jumping in at you and shit. This is really what's going to make people pay for jumping in against this character. This is pretty much going to be your main anti-air, your highest damage ender meterless. B1 is like your most consistent in terms of your, you know, if you want to have a decently fast box standard DP that has good travel, good range in terms of its hitbox. It doesn't move him forward, it goes straight up, but the hitbox in terms of anti-airs is extremely, extremely good. See if I can space it a little bit more. You know, there are also cases where like the second hit will whiff. You know, if it's out of range, but as you can see, look at that, that hit so super late. I was able to get a full connect there. So BDP, super reliable. It's your easiest one to use meterless. Heavy DP, really, like if you can help it, definitely do use it. It gives you much better Oki. Main thing you want to be doing off of this is either a meaty fireball, or you know, you can do C rush to bring yourself in. C rush is like +2 or 3 on block, I believe. You know, of course you can just like hop in if you wanted. You don't get a safe jump off of this, but it is real pressure nonetheless. BDP is also a nice anti-cross-up tool as well. Nice coverage on that. DDP is also good for it, but you not only have to be a lot faster, but you also need to make sure you are in range for it. Alright, so now these two DPs on their own are like pretty solid. They have different kinds of utility in terms of their anti-air presence. However, when it comes to EX DP, this is a really phenomenal DP. It's still 6 frame 6, like his light DP. However, it has increased damage and the same coverage as his DP. So it's a little bit of give and take in terms of that regard. However, what you still get is like maybe one of the best, maybe the best DP in the game, next to Kyo's, and who else is a hella sick DP? Nakaruru. You know, it's super good. Look at that. Hard knockdown, almost 20%. It basically gives you a free meaty fireball. So it's like basically free chip damage, you know. So imagine it doing 197 plus 11, 208. Basically think of it as doing 208 damage when you add the chip damage. Sick coverage, sick damage. Also worth noting, it can combo into your eye laser as well if you want to pick up the kill for an extra bar. 32% almost bordering on that is really nice damage for what it offers. You can also do level 2, but really there is a big massive problem with this, and it's that the second hit is going to completely miss. The second hit does not give you, you know, it does not follow up on the first one on OTG. So really that's like a, again, niche option if you want to really like close the round out and you're desperate and you're confident it will kill from the first hit, then that's doable. Also, there aren't really many combos you want to be ending it on, you know, but for whatever reason you do decide to, you get a safe jump if you whiff crouch C and then hop forward. Amaru's are still in the game. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, his is more damage. I think only if you dash up with it. Because there's two separate versions. There's one if you're doing it neutral and one if you dash. Anyway, yeah, like I said, this is going to be another move for Rugal's in terms of anti-air presence that is really going to dissuade them from wanting to jump over your fireball presence, you know? Exceptionally good anti-air, hits super deep, does a ton of damage, just generally excellent. Let's see. Another exceptionally cheap move in his arsenal is going to be B-Barrier. This move right here, as I stated earlier in the tutorial, this is hands down the best fireball reflect in the game. It's 6 frames, it has a ton of pushback on block. Even though it is minus, just because of how quickly it ends, there are times where you can use it in your corner pressure, you know, to throw people off, you know. Just because it's like, oh shit, they've only just seen they blocked the move and they will want to try and take a turn back and press a button late, you know, just because of how quickly the move hits. So it's usable for that. Also can be a good move to stop people from coming in at range. Also easily confirmable into God Press off of this. And just in general, so let's say you do this as a block string, you know, and you confirm it. You have forever to be able to go into God Press, and you get plenty of time to do whatever you want off of that. Do keep in mind, actually, with all of his special moves for block strings, people can and will actively try to punish you for it with guard cancel roll forward. Every single option he has off of forward B, barring just whiffing it and not cancelling into anything, is punishable. So just be sure to keep that in mind. This applies to all of his special moves pretty much. C-Rush is a little bit complicated, but like we'll get there. Anyway, yeah, Barrier, good to end in block strings just simply because of the pushback. You know, gives you a nice bit of range to work with to kind of come in with jump CD or jump C, or just poke at them, you know. And also applicable in the corner because of how little block stun it has. And also just kind of the spacing it leaves him at allows him to do another one. And this is a pretty fast move. It's only -2, and Barrier is 6 frames, so pretty good if you want to catch people off guard with that. But yeah, again, this is what you'll be focusing on a lot in the matchups where you need it, but it still has use outside of that to end block strings. D1 really is not important at all. There might be times where you can use it, like just because, oh, I don't know, maybe they'll jump at me and they'll stick out on normal. I don't know if that's the right one. I think it's 1. Just because it's slower and, you know, it's like, it gives you a bit more of a buffer to be able to, like, react to a jump, for example. But past that, it's like, there's no reason to use it. Although, it's actually okay on block because, you know, it is a little bit slower. I guess there's times to use it there. I don't know. I think it's still -2, actually, as a matter of fact. It's definitely not nil. So, yeah, not really much use to this move at all. Same with EX Barrier in terms of like using it in neutral as a reflect. Really what this move offers is a crumple state. So for a 1-bar combo mid-screen, that would be your best bet, you know. And also really important in the corner given that it enables all your setups and combos here. So, you know, not much to talk about in terms of EX Barrier outside of these, you know, applications. Let's see. Okay, so now we're down to... I think we've only got Rush left, right? Let me just check the move list again real quick. Yup, yeah, we're just down to that. Alright, so... A Rush. This is going to be your main combo ender off of far B or meterless if you want to score a hard knockdown. You know, this is going to be part of how he starts applying his mid-screen cross-up mix-ups and overall jump CD abuse. It is really unsafe on block at -8, and characters, and because of like how little pushback it has on block, some characters will find themselves in close C range and get a full punish combo on him if you drop this, so definitely keep that in mind. Also, you do have a safe jump off of this move when you end it in the corner. If you're up close, you just press close C and then full jump. Otherwise, you know, if you're in the corner and you're just outside it, let me see if I can't, you know, you can just try and do a meaty fireball there, for example. So, you know, gives them a lot of stuff. I'll probably go, I guess I could go into like the basic setups with, you know, a vanishing rush. If you roll and you do a full jump, sorry, a super jump, as a cross up, that will happen, and it will give you a full cross up there. Just have to make sure you're timing it late in order for you to sink it in and get a combo. You know, or you could just walk forward a little bit and just try to make it ambiguous. Even just like dashing up and then trying to hop cross up off of it is really good. Yeah, basically just gives you a lot of options. You know. C Rush. I think this move's okay. You know, it's only really usable at times when you've got people blocking for long enough. It is plus on block, which is nice. And it's good after CD because in the corner, it's generally pretty hard to, you know, punish this move during CD. In fact, I'm pretty sure it might be a true block string. Hold on. No, it's not. Okay. But it does catch him on the way up, which it doesn't often get to do. But yeah, like, you know, if you've got people blocking your shit long enough in the corner, like say off of just fireball, and you know you're just doing a block string into C Rush just to catch people off guard and be in their face with plus frames, it's okay for it. You know, you can't, you know, not gonna win you matches if you're spamming it, but it has its use. Because the thing with it is that you can be interrupted in between your block strings off of anything. See, simple block string. You know, easiest universal option is just to throw him as he's approaching you. I think you can mash it, right? Yeah, kinda. Obviously, you can do a full punish there. I've got to remember anti-combos. So I can make an example out of it. Whatever, you know the point. You know the drill. You know the drill. As for EX Rush, this is pretty much, again, and this is going to be your main launcher for combos. And the only deal is, again, is that it does not have any additional corner carry. In fact, it's basically reverse corner carry. However, it's so flexible in terms of your combo structure that it's going to be what you're doing when you want to try and cash out a little damage. And again, the return you get for doing this into heavy TP is extremely, extremely good. Let me just show you what that looks like again with some bar to show. Yeah, like, I'm almost back to 2 DARs, you know, like, it's extremely good, and a lot of high damage just for such little investment. Yeah, C Rush otherwise, like, not that good. You can use it, just, you have to be sparing. Alright, okay, now we're on to the supers, I think, so, this is the one right here. I love God Press, this shit's sick. God Press is pretty much what makes his corner carry, whilst, you know, it's bad, and then simultaneously it's also the best in the game, because no matter where you are on screen, this is just going to take you straight to the opposite corner. You do have some good options here. It does some good base damage. You get access to Meaty Fireball, Meaty Light Fireball, or you have a safe jump with Crouch B and then Hyper Jump forward. There are plenty of combos as well to be able to go into this if you wish. Very flexible in terms of combos. Also sometimes decent as an anti-air if you do it late enough. It's not got that much invincibility, so it just has to be right as they're about to jump into you. Let's see if I can't show that off. I forget you can't hold down with Andy when you do jump D. Maybe it's not that good, is it? Well, it is faster in this range, so maybe if you're buffering it and they do a jump late, then maybe. Let me just see if I can't do this instead. Maybe it's got to be a case you do it late. Yeah, so it's not got a lot of invincibility, but if you're at this range and you're buffering for it, then you can just take them to the corner for anti-air and get your party started there. Level 2 is basically this to a greater extent because it has more value as an anti-air, simply because if you throw a fireball and they jump, this is going to catch them for a lot of reward if they're at the right range. So let's see if I can't set this up just to demonstrate. Something like this, you know. Great coverage. Also, it's good at catching neutral jumps. It travels decently quickly. It's not like Yuri's Maiden Masher, but it still serves a similar purpose. It's a little bit slower, but you are getting the corner out of it 35%, and it's the exact same setups as the level 1 version. So overall, Gigantic Press is a very flexible super that allows him to enable his corner game basically anywhere he wants, you know. It's like the whole stage might as well be the corner, you know, when you apply this move, you know. Alright, Eye Laser. So I was already talking about like general coverage when it comes to Rugal specials, and what enables it more when you have bar is this move right here. Not fucking Genocide Cutter. Here we go. Here we go. Eye Laser. No invulnerability at all, obviously, because it's a full screen super, but this is an obnoxious and cheap move in its own right. Full screen coverage basically makes it so that if I have bar and I throw a fireball, they can't jump over it. Also good at punishing fireballs on reaction to it. Let's see. What the fuck am I doing? Here we go. Probably a little bit. Yeah, here we go. Full screen. Really, really good for punishing the fireballs there, and just generally jumps. Also, another key utility it has is it's a good combo extender in the corner off of the right routes. If you're doing 1.5 bars here, you're getting quite a lot of damage out of it, just because it hits late and allows you to juggle. And close D. Yeah, it's basically Seth's Ultra 1 just on fucking crack, you know. This is an extremely good utility super for punishing all kinds of acts that your opponent wants to do in the midst of you know, a match. EX1, well, I guess a level 2 is more applicable, but EX super, you know, same death. It is a little slower to travel in terms of the immediate screen presence it gets, but still similar purpose, just for more damage, really. I should also mention, actually, with level 1 Eye Laser, there are particular ranges that you can use this, and if you have the resources permitted, go into God Press, which is over 50% for a full screen, you know, punish. That also gives you the corner for 3 bars. Alright, so now we're on to the level 3. I think its level 3 is pretty good. God, I'm so shit. I might as well play it out. It's frame 6 and it drags people in. So think of it like similar to how Seth's Tandem Engine works in Street Fighter 4. However, this is a full-on super that basically enables you to punish moves that would otherwise be considered safe. So I actually know a good example for this. Let me pick, where is she? She's at the top, isn't she? The Raw Eggs. I wanted to level 2 solid since Maximo does nothing for Rugal. Yeah, not really. Like, if you're playing him second or third, there is stuff you can be doing with it. But overall, like, yeah, it's still another good use of meter for him. See if I can get max range for this. There we go. Yeah, see, that's a punish. So it's got a utility as a specific punish tool. Very high damage, of course. 45%. And you don't really get Oki afterwards. In fact, I think you're minus. So, either way. Really, like, this is what it's used for. As you can see, it's got such an effect. So, this is another usable move for if you see people jumping or you see people throwing a fireball. Like, it's good at catching neutral jumps as well, if you have the reactions. What makes it good for this is that because it's starting from a down, like a quarter circle back motion, it's easily bufferable just in neutral, you know? Dups Kano, what's up, man? Nah, man, we got a while to wait until December. SNK really trying to just edge us out for this shit, aren't they? I hope there's a patch with it. Definitely. You know what? I've been feeling up to just doing the combos in one section, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So that's pretty much the character overall as an archetype. I think overall as a where he would place on my tier list, I would probably put him somewhere in upper mid. Just because there are faults of the character that can be exploitable, like if you're not good on defense with dealing with jumps, he can definitely be suffocated himself, just because his far A, again, is like not that great at dealing with pressure. But overall, yeah, I think Rugal's good. A lot of cheap aspects, like he can just play such a, you know, like a complete bitch the whole time and just like really pester people and annoy them. It's one of his most outstanding qualities. Yeah, honestly, I would say potentially he's like a high tier character. Rugal's definitely pretty good. But, you know, at the very least I would say upper mid. But he has potential to go higher in my opinion. Alright, so main combos here. Pretty much whatever you're working with meterless is going to be into either one of two follow-ups, and there's a choice you have to be. There is a legitimate choice to be made between the two of them. So, into heavy DP works off of taps, almost 20%, good meter build, and that's what you're going to be doing max damage off of taps. A rush is kind of a lot less, at 13%, but again, you're enabling your mix-ups here by doing this. So this is how you start your offense. There are ranges where heavy DP can whiff off of your taps, so you do have to be careful and prioritize your spacing. When you're not doing anything that's cancelling into forward B, you want to go low into far B. So 2 lows, far B into A rush. I think DP works here as well. Maybe, yeah. But again, just be careful of the spacing, because just like with forward B, there is a range where this will be prone to whiffing. You can't do EX Rush as well off of far B. So really your only options are to go into A God Press. Sorry, A Rush into A God Press. Or you're just like taking your max damage when the range applies for it, you know. In the corner, I'm pretty sure it's just basically the same diff, so not much to talk about there. Let's see, okay, half a bar, right, so main ones you want to be contesting with is going into EX Barrier or EX Rush. EX Barrier, if you want to kind of like push into the corner a little bit, this works from your taps. Just want to do dash up to get as much, you know, mileage out of the crumple as possible to get close D into heavy DP. Or also, alternatively, of course, you have EX Rush, the exact same combo. Close D into heavy Genocide Gutter. Obviously, you will be wanting to do this off of your heavies as well. This is going to be a lot of damage that you can be, you don't want to leave on the table when you have the resources committed. In the corner is where his combos get hella cheap. Like, they're really, really good in the corner. Again, just to demonstrate how much meter I'm getting here. Like, that's over half a bar back, pretty much. You know. So, the combo here, what you do off of EX barrier is really dependent on the range you're at. So, if you're at kind of an uncomfortable spacing, like, say, this far out, and you're not confident in doing micro dash fire, like light Reppuken, what else you can do is just run up, close D, heavy barrier, heavy DP. Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me of that combo as well, Takamura. I was gonna break it down into like, you know, just from 0 bars all the way going up to like, you know, 5. Anyway, so otherwise, if you do have the spacing for it, or you are good at dash in fireballs, you want to just do heavy, light Reppuken, close D, another right Reppuken, heavy barrier, and then into BTP. I should point out about this combo that it is not universal. There are characters where it will whiff. I believe that's Cooler, Sylvie, both Chris's, Haomaru, and let me take a look at this roster again. Athena, I'm pretty sure it whiffs on. I'm pretty sure it whiffs on Yuri as well. It might whiff on Mai. And Nakaruru as well, and maybe Hanako? Anyway, let me just show you this. I'll just keep it simple, because my excuse is a little off today. I could have sworn it whiffs on Cooler. Huh. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it just works fine on her. Okay, let me try Chris. It shouldn't work on Chris. Maybe it might be a spacing thing? Fuck it, just keep it simple. Oh, EX rush heavy barrier. Oh yeah, hold on. Ah, yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm actually misremembering. It's a 1-bar combo where you have to change it. I'll actually show you that now. I'm pretty sure then that is universal, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, yeah, my apologies, folks. Just spreading misinformation in my own tutorial. Anyway, yeah, for 1 bar, you want to add an EX rush instead of heavy barrier. There, right there it whiffed. Okay, so that works on every other character, but I'll show you what to do on Chris and co. So instead of D barrier, you just do heavy DP. Slightly less damage, but again, like that's just what you have to do in this instance. Let's see, 1-bar stuff. Pretty much you have some flexibility here. You can just do EX barrier, EX rush, D heavy DP here, or if you're trying to be meter efficient and you see that you're close to getting a 1/2 bar, like it's really specific, but if you see that, then you can do just run up close D, EX barrier, heavy DP. What did you do for 1/2 bar mid-screen? Ah, yeah, I remember. Okay, so EX barrier. Let me actually set the meter up properly. Set it back to 2. Alright, so mid-screen, you have a couple options, depending on what you prioritize in the moment. If you just want to take them to the corner straight away, you just do, after your EX rush, D into heavy barrier, and I'm fucking this up so much today. D into heavy barrier, and then God press, if you just want the corner for 1.5 bars. If you're going for damage, you just add an EX fireball after EX barrier, and I'm pretty sure that is the best you can do mid-screen. Actually, I should also point out the CD combos too now that I'm thinking about it. So the CD follow-ups you get mid-screen are really weak. Meterless, you just, if you're cancelling something already, all you can do is just follow the fireball and then try and get some pressure. CD heavy fireball is also like it's an instant restand if you land this. Or it can be, depending. But you know, you want to just do either of these two if you're cancelling it. Raw, it's a bit difficult, but you can do run-up sweep. I think it really depends on how close you are. Yeah, right there. If you want to spend bar, and if you're doing it raw, I think it's heavy fireball, then into eye laser. Yeah, like that. That's going to be your max damage there for a bar. If you've already cancelled into a fireball at this point, if you're doing it into light one, you can just go straight into God Press. If you've done heavy, like I said, that just goes... What do you do if you do it to heavy? I don't remember. I think you get eye laser. Yeah. Past that, that's really it. Any other variations of this mid-screen with bar are really going to depend on your resources. Like, that doesn't even work, for example, so... Shit. Yeah, you know, not much else to discuss here. In the corner is where it's really kind of like going to be amplified. The best thing I do that's most consistent and reliable off of CD in the corner is run up, close D, heavy barrier, heavy DP. Really consistent, really easy to do on the reaction to a CD landing in the corner. What's also really good here is EX Vanishing Rush. You can just react to as well. You get the same follow-up there as you would if you did it meterless. Just a little more damage. Some good return on bar. You know, really, really easy. Past that, it's going to be the same combos, really, like you're landing off of EX Vanishing Rush in the corner if you want to meter dump. So I'll show you some examples here. Light barrier, into laser, and then you get close D into heavy DP. Or whatever you want, really. You know, a lot of flexibility when you have bar to work with there. So, let me think about this 2-bar combo. Ah, yeah, okay. So, 2 bars. Did I go into half-bar stuff? Sorry, 1.5 bar from lights. I'll try and show that off quickly. So, 1.5 bars in the corner. You get this. So, same combo as before, but you end in light barrier into level 1 laser super and then heavy DP. That's going to be max damage off of 1.5 bars there in the corner. So, it's good damage, it's good return on meter because you're ending in heavy DP. Yeah, just generally a solid combo when you need the meter dump in the corner and you've got a good start in, you know, for the route, like if you're doing it off a heavy. Let's see, 2 bars, shit refreshed, yep. Where do I get 2 bars again? Ah, okay. If you really want to, you can just kind of meter dump a little bit here. Go right into God Press, that works. I don't think that's max damage though. Let me just check. $495. What does he get? No. I don't remember what works here. I think... Oh yeah, I forgot about this combo. Yeah, so okay, that's probably your best max damage there. Nice, okay, 40%. I'm learning shit here today, Internet. I forgot about that combo. Anyway, 2 bars. I'm pretty sure it would be something like this. Let me try and do this real review, Internet. No, okay, so I must be misremembering. This probably is your best 2-bar combo. Yeah, you get the corner. So, okay, that's really what you want to be doing if you want to do some damage and take the corner. Obviously, the combo structure here is, you know, past this point, from when you've already done your bread and butter, it's just a matter of what resources you have left and what route you've got to work with. So, I think with 2 bars, the most damage you can do is when you start with EX Rush. Yeah, 62%, shit ton of damage. You want to just go right to EX Rush, Light Barrier, Laser. Yeah, shit tons of damage there. Also, if you do have additional meter, you can dump into, I think, let me see which one's stronger in terms of damage. Oh, that's 3 bars. I'm skipping ahead. Hold on a second, Internet. Six, 5, 4. What else does he get here? I'm trying to think of this combo again. 2.5. I really should have had my resources page up on Twitter for this, but I'll just try and wing it. I think it's just this. You're just adding an EX Fireball. 6, 4, 7. Yeah, that's a little more. That's a little more, I'm pretty sure. So, you know, you have flexibility, you have your options there. So, really, the meter dumping is really reliant on how much of your EX meter you're willing to spend and like chaining it together. I'll probably do a full combo video just to demonstrate the practical stuff with this character, but you know, just for the sake of tutorial, I still feel the need to give out the examples when necessary. Alright, I'll show you max mode stuff when you need it. So, if for whatever reason you're doing max mode this character, it's generally not worth it unless you're confirming into far B. In the corner, you pretty much get this combo, which is really nice for it. You get to build a heavy DP meter just straight afterwards. You get nice return off of that, even if you're just spending like into max mode. So this is on point, I should point out. I'll probably just show off the other max mode potential after this. Mid-screen, I'm pretty sure actually you can get close speed pretty reliably here. Yeah, look at that. To be honest, I also recommend while you're in max mode, when you're buffering into God Press, to do heavy fireball. Let me just do close D here and practice that up. Yeah, so you can do it from quite far out. Not from, like, earliest possible, you know, proxy range, but you can do it kind of early and still get a combo, but I would still focus on just doing close D here for the time being. But yeah, if you're doing heavy fireball, it's a much easier buffer. It's the same damage as well as heavy barrier that I should probably point out as well. I think you get something else off of max mode in the corner, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is a combo as well. Actually, 431. This should be max damage in the corner. I'm pretty sure you can get heavy barrier, but just because of the difference in startup, it's probably not worth doing. Just because if you have another bar saved up that isn't involved in your max, then you'll just end up wasting it for no reason. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, so that's going to be your max damage, max mode conversion for when you need it in the corner. Right, so I'll go into some stuff regarding him on battery with combos. Let's see, 3 bars. I don't know, like, let's say, I think this is a combo off of your max. So if you want to go for 3 bars, I'm pretty sure you get something here that's like converted to level 3. Yeah, here you go. Just do either a close heavy or close heavy kick or close heavy punch. And then just convert right into A press, A rush and then into God press, then level 3. If you do have EX rush already as your combo starter, you can just max up the close B and then throw either a fireball or you can do heavy barrier. And that's one way you can convert into max for additional cost. Also applies in the corner as well. I'll show you what that looks like. Oh, that's the wrong shit. Hold on. I was trying to freestyle there. Hold on a sec. I'll give you the real combo now. Oops. Fuck's sake. It is a little tricky because I'm definitely not practiced with this. But it would look something like this. See how much damage this does. 69. Pretty good damage when you need it. I think 4 bars and beyond. Let me think about this. Obviously, just straight up into level 2. Actually, hold on a sec. Is this more damage? No, it's less. Okay. Going to level 1, but you get the point, you know. It's same diff. It's same diff. You'll have to excuse all the drop combos today, internet. I've been at this shit for almost 3 hours and I'm tired. There's a whole lot of commentary on my side today. You know, I actually should have checked the damage there, but it doesn't matter. It's over 70%, basically. So, just about average on what you would get off of Far C max mode, for example. Let's see. Yeah, of course, then you just can do that into your max mode combo into level 3 of choice, if you so choose to. In the case of corner, you would just XDX rush. Wait, actually, no. How will you do it? That's 2 bars. What's the combo here? I know it. I should know what it is. Give me a minute. Think about for this. Maybe something like this? Yeah, that's 73%. He's probably got something better. I don't really know the combo like that though, internet. But anyway, I'll quickly show off the max mode combos you get without additional resources on second and anchor, and then I think we're good to wrap it up for today. Let's see. I'm pretty sure the only difference you get here if you're wanting to convert into meter is you get to add forward B. No! Oh my gosh. Okay, I guess you can't even do that. Okay, so the combo is basically the same. Alright, so for Anchor, I'm pretty sure that's the only difference. If you're mid-screen, I'm pretty sure you can just do this for a little extra damage. EXI laser and then God Press. Alright, and in the corner, let's see. Seems to be just this. It seems to be just going into your usual bread and butter combo here. Oh, it doesn't work. Hold on a sec. Yeah, I did the wrong version. There we go. Yeah, so that's what you want to do if you have max mode Anchor in the corner. I don't really know if there's anything in terms of like flexibility with meter past that. Just because the thing is with Rugal is that he does have good damage, but the most value you're going to be getting out of that damage is if you're spending less, you know. Less is kind of more in this case, because you're already doing a shitload of damage with just spending half a bar. Anyway, I think that just about completes things. I'm hoping that I'm not missing anything throughout this entire tutorial. So, what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to cut this shit off. I'm going to take a break. I might go live again tomorrow with some of the online. EX Rush, 5DX, I-Beam, I-Beam Super. Really? I forgot about that actually, you're right. What is that off? If that is out of max mode or is that meter dumping? I guess meter dumping, right? Let me try this out. Am I doing this right? Oh, 2 IVs, I see. God, I'm so shit today. Ah, yeah, you know, I forgot about this. Yeah, that's kind of important, huh? Ah, yeah, it doesn't work on Chris. Let me change character just so I can do this combo proper. Yeah, I'm really glad you were here for this, man. there would be things I'd be forgetting. Thanks, man. Let me try and do this. But I'm so bad today, man. I'm so tired. Yeah, that's sick. For 2 bars. Yeah, man. What is it over the other one, though? Oh, it's a little less. But, you know, I think it's still usable. I think there is a place where you can use the regular eye laser in combos for slight damage optimization. But, yeah. DP barrier to climax level 2 or light cutter. Huh. Oh, not DP to do. I'm guessing that was a typo. Close D, 5D laser, 5D barrier. Ah, yeah! That's a good point. Alright, so, I can't believe I forgot about this again, internet, but, there is a combo that works on standing only if you do close D. Yeah, so that's your max damage meterless combo in the corner, if you're able to get it. So I'm pretty sure close D forces stand anyway, but if you can help it, you want to do right into this shit. Yeah, really high damage meterless corner combo. Anyway, yeah, that's actually it then, I guess. I don't think there's anything I'm actually missing now. That was basically everything I know of the character with some assistance. So, alright, yeah, like I said, guys, I'm going to come back some other time and do this online shenanigans all over again, you know. We'll rendezvous back here tomorrow and we'll see what's popping. Alright, everyone, thanks for tuning in for this VOD review slash Rugal tutorial thing. You know, good shit on that. And I will catch you guys later. Take it easy, Internet. Peace.